Once the Prophet ﷺ saw Safiya crying, and he said, "Why are you crying?" And she said, "Because my co-wife, your other wife, Hafsa, said that I am the daughter of a Jew." Yes, her father was a Jew, and she was married to a Jew, and herself was a Jew. But now she's a Muslim, and she's the wife of the Prophet ﷺ. So such a word hurts. And she was crying because of that. And in another incident, she also cried, and the Prophet saw her crying, so he wiped her tears with his hand, showing her affection and emotion. So when he heard what Hafsa said to her, he consoled her and said to her, "Listen, when she says this to you, tell her that I'm the daughter of a prophet," meaning Moses, "and my uncle is a prophet," meaning Harun, "and my husband is a prophet," meaning Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. So he made her cheerful and happy by saying this. Then he went to Hafsa and said to her, "Fear Allah, O Hafsa, and never repeat that again." So he looks at his wife and tries to be with her and to show her affection, and that he's sharing her pain with her. Mother Aisha, when she went with the Prophet ﷺ in the state of Ihram in Hajj, and she got her period, she started to cry. The Prophet noticed this. Any one of us would have turned his back and walked away. Not the Prophet. He went and said, "What's wrong? Why are you crying? Did you get your period?" And she said, "Yes," explaining to him that now she cannot complete her Hajj with him. That's what she thought. So the Prophet explained to her that there is no problem in that. You do whatever the pilgrims do, except you don't go around the Kaaba in tawaf. And when you are purified, you can do your ghusl and then complete your rituals. This is something that Allah prescribed upon women, daughters of Adam. There is no problem in that. So he comforted her, alayhi salatu wassalam. Even when his wives would fall sick, he would not complain. He would not say who would do the cooking and the cleaning and who would serve me. Rather, he would show them compassion. And whenever one of them got sick, he used to go there, wipe with his right hand, say the dua, Allahumma rabban nas, adhib al-bas, to the end. So he goes and checks where the pain is and shows her the compassion and that he's feeling her pain. And even if she's not cured by that, at least she has the feeling that he is there with her and next to her. The Prophet never, alayhi salatu wasalam, blamed his wives that none of you gave birth to a child for me. And he could have done that. He married Khadijah and he had 6 of her. And none of you 9 women could do that to me. He could have kept on blaming them, but he would never do such a thing because he knew that this was the decree of Allah Azza wa Jal, and his wives had nothing to do with it. And the Prophet ﷺ, as a man, was an easygoing person, as Jabir explains. He says the Prophet was an easygoing person. If Mother Aisha was inclined for something, as long as it's halal, he would help her do that. As in the case where when the Abyssinian slaves and soldiers came to, march with their spears and exercise in the masjid, the Prophet ﷺ asked her, you would like to watch them play? And she said, yes. So he sat down and made her put her head on his shoulder so that she was covered by his body, and she would look until she was satisfied. This is how the Prophet ﷺ used to deal with his wives.